He's a true ruthless righter of wrongs.
Theme.
My day begins at 4 a.m. every morning because the bakery opens at 7.
Marinette's dad would clearly rather be literally anywhere else but here right now.
You've reached the voicemail of Gabriel Agrest's office. Please leave a message.
This doesn't sound like Gabriel, and it's definitely not Natalie, so just who is this mysterious man answering Gabriel's phone? Did he hire someone new? Surely not. Our animation budget won't stand for it.
You okay?
Yeah, whatever. Nothing new.
Man, I love Plag.
I wonder how many croissants your dad would have to sell to buy you one of these. What am I saying? He'd have to sell the whole store.
Bragging about money that isn't yours.
Well, if you're so rich, obviously you don't need free croissants.
Seeing how you're putting those croissants on these filthy desks without even so much as a napkin, Chloe is probably better off not having one.
Is that camembert? That's not camembert, but it is very shiny. I like shiny.
It's shiny, so what? What is he gonna do? Eat it? If he wants something shiny, Adrian can get it for him. There's no point in sticking around and causing problems, and Plag would never do this.
But maybe Monsieur Bourgeois will invite you all to the hotel and treat you to lunch.
Chloe was just bragging about how rich her dad is, but then he makes this face as if feeding some high schoolers is a big deal. No one sees this. After she gives Sabrina a croissant, Mary goes to the back of the class and apparently doesn't give anyone else one because no one has one at their desk and the tray is still full. These free croissants were a lie, and I hate being lied to about free croissants. Also, the croissant Marinette gave Sabrina is gone now. I suppose she could have eaten it, but who on earth would eat a croissant that fast? You're supposed to savor it, Sabrina. Savor it. Man, I want a croissant.
Roger, I demand you search this girl! But, sir, it's against the law.
How would that be against the law? You have probable cause, and Marinette hasn't objected to the search. Either French law is dumb or Roger is, and I'm starting to think it's both.
Parent-child relationships can be so complicated.
Hawkmoth, despite clearly knowing about the parents' career event, chooses villainy over his son because obviously such an event will emotionally cripple someone into being akumatized, and there's just no way he can pass up such an opportunity.
Fly away, my evil little Akuma.
Evil little Akuma. Why don't we just stick with the one adjective?
Please, gentlemen, this is a school here. Think of the children.
Think of the children, cliche. Especially when the children are the ones causing all the problems.
Well, there you have it. Sabrina was holding Chloe's bracelet. Chloe, why don't you take a look in your BFF's bag?
You haven't watched the whole video yet. Don't just throw out accusations willy-nilly. Gah, you're as bad as Chloe sometimes, you know that? And yes, I know that's the whole point of the episode, but it's absolutely infuriating. Besides that, the mayor, Chloe, and Sabrina all know Chloe took the bracelet back and put it away, so why are they letting this unfounded accusation continue?
You're under arrest.
What? What for?
You threw litter on a public sidewalk, jaywalked, and crossed a red light.
Well, I suppose I did, but you can't arrest me.
Mrs. Mendeleev breaks the first rule of a traffic stop. Never admit to the crime. Come on, people, this is basic stuff. Oh, and she's smack-talking a supervillain. That's probably not good either. There are 2 apples on the ground in this shot. She picks up both and throws them away, but then they reappear in the next shot. Probably to reiterate how much of a lawbreaker she is. Also, who throws 2 perfectly good apples onto the ground like this? This one has a bite out of it, which means some lawbreaker bit into it and decided, nah, I'd much rather go to the doctor today, and then proceeded to throw it on the ground. And there are even more perfectly edible apples inside the trash bin. This city must be full of lawbreakers. This water paper got so spooked by Rogercop, it simply decided to teleport away. Kwamis can phase through matter at will, and yet somehow Plag cannot get this bracelet off his head. Either this bracelet is magical, or the writers were replaced after this episode, and the new ones never bothered to watch the old episodes. That, or the writers forgot. To be honest, I'm not sure which is worse.
Hey! You can't just walk in here!
Parisians never seem to be able to identify the akumatized villains until they are actively doing something evil. Don't confront the superpowered villain. Run away. You're a janitor, for Pete's sake. It's not like defending the school courtyard is your God-given duty.
What do you mean I can't transform?
If you transform, the bracelet will get absorbed with me and damage your powers.
This is some bullcrap.
See, Chloe? I tripped on the bag, but Sabrina held the bracelet and Nathaniel sketched it. We are all suspects.
Nathaniel was sitting all the way back here when the bracelet went missing. Don't drag him into this mess, too.
Since you're a suspect, you'll have no problem letting me search your bag.
No one's rummaging in my bag.
Marinette, let the adults handle this.
Why is this still going on? No one has left the room yet, which means the bracelet must be in here somewhere. Just search the room and everyone's bags and spare us the theatrics. What, are you hiding drugs or a freaking gun in your backpack? There is no reason for you to be this opposed to ending this nightmare.
Marinette. Annette, let the adults handle this.
Like you were doing any better.
What about Adrian? He was in at least 4.5 seconds of that video.
How does Max know this with any degree of certainty when he's sitting all the way over there and definitely can't see Nino's tiny phone screen?
What? Are you accusing us? I want an attorney.
I would take a sin off for this joke if this whole situation weren't just so unbelievably stupid. So instead, you get a sin for wasting this line on this scenario of all things. The transformation music is different here. It's not bad, but you know how I feel about change. Dang it, they did it here too!
How am I supposed to?
Did getting akumatized erase your knowledge on how to open a door like a normal person, or is property damage just something you like to do for fun? Noodle arms. See, this is the problem with helmets. Rogercop has no peripheral vision with this thing on.
Grab onto me!
The power of true love compels Cat Noir to Romeo himself onto the pavement without even attempting to stop his fall. Luckily, Juliet didn't wait around this time, or this could have ended much differently.
But I'll take the credit for that.
Credit for what? You did nothing but almost get yourself killed, you idiot.
Well, if it's the mayor he wants.
He'll be heading straight for the city hall.
Why would the mayor go there as opposed to his hotel where he lives? Ladybug got lucky that she correctly guessed where he was headed, and I refuse to believe that's what she meant when she sang Miraculous, the luckiest. Rogercop must have stopped at a mechanic to get his exhaust port repaired. I wonder what that mechanic's day looked like. Hey, honey, sorry I was late. I was getting held up by a giant robot man at the shop. Dang it, Jim, this is the 3rd time you've forgotten little Timmy at school. I'm done with your excuses. No, really, honey, just turn on the news.
Paris has a new superpower. His name is Rogercop. I hereby relinquish all authority to Rogercop.
Awesome. Wow. Now let's just sit back and wait for the French military to put down this uprising, because this is not how democracy works. These cops lunge at Ladybug and Cat Noir like zombies instead of using the weapons they are no doubt armed with as officers of the law.
So now we're the nation's most wanted felons?
Actually, no. Bourgeois is the mayor, not the president. The rest of the nation apparently couldn't care less about Paris, despite the fact that the president of France lives in Paris.
Go, Ladybug, go!
Rogercop hears this, but not the loud creak from the door Ladybug just opened.
Stop shooting like an idiot, Rogercop! You're supposed to seize their Miraculouses!
Actual reaction from the test audience somehow made its way into the episode.
Oven mitts? What am I supposed to do with this?
Why didn't the Lucky Charm just give her 2 oven mitts? You know it would have if this out-of-place oven mitt wasn't conveniently hanging on this cart. Also, she clearly says oven mitts plural when there's obviously only one.
Ladybug, over there.
That's Chloe's bracelet.
Cat Noir somehow doesn't hear this and realize Ladybug is in his class. I'm sorry, what? Play that again. Yeah, no way that works. No.
I'd stick around, but then you'd see me without my mask, and you wouldn't be able to resist me.
I doubt that, but I'll have to take your word for it.
It's funny because he's right. She wouldn't be able to resist him without the mask. Are you laughing? Why aren't you laughing?
My bag! My bracelet!
Actually, it turns out it was in Chloe's bag all along.
Roger definitely saw Ladybug put the bracelet back into the bag and just lied to save his own skin. How very lawful of him.
And actually, it's Lieutenant Roger now.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm proud to be on the force.
Who knew all you had to do to get a promotion was get akumatized and traumatize countless innocent people? Neat. They did it again. The middle spot always disappears last, and you know that, animators. Are you guys on drugs? Because that's the only way this makes sense. Ladybug, high above the Parisian skyline, wraps her yo-yo onto a cloud and flies away, content in knowing that once again 2 teenagers have utterly ruined a middle-aged man's day. What a fabulous ending. Or, might I say,
Fabulous. So wretchedly fabulous!
He expects me to break the law? That's just criminal.
If you transform, the bracelet will get absorbed with me and damage your powers.
Nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it up.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Get out!